Do you complain of constant kind of nagging mid-back pain that just feels like it needs to get stretched out and won't let go? Well, the thing is that you might be stretching a muscle or an area of the body that is already overly lengthened, so it's kind of hanging on for dear life. So instead of spending more time stretching forward, let's look at exercises and ideas to help get those shoulder blades back, to position those muscles in the back side of your body that are screaming at you into more of a shortened position so that they can then rest at more mid-range versus hanging forward. This can be common for those who spend a lot of time sitting on a computer or hunched over doing crafts, holding a baby, all those good things. So if you're always stretching that back, rolling over a foam roller to work thoracic extension, or massaging your back against a ball, or anyone with free hands that's willing to work on you, let's try out some other tips and strategies to help relieve that mid-back pain. Here we're gonna work some chest flies and a split stance hip hinge. We're having the band help pull your scapula back and around your rib cage to help open up that chest wall, feeling that serratus slide back, and then you're gonna pull your scapula back and around towards the front using serratus and your pec major. And then again, focus on that slow eccentric lengthening, making sure there's enough tension there that it's kind of helping to pull your arm back and then coming back and through. Making sure when you come back and through that your chest doesn't drop down and that you're actually feeling your pec major kick in instead of just your pec minor. So it should feel like your entire chest wall puffs up is really important. And then making sure that you're getting that reach through with that serratus to help pull that scapula around that rib cage. We're making sure that you're not rolling forward in the front of your shoulder, but again, that movement is being driven from your shoulder blade moving back instead. You can also get a great little bonus here of ab work as you go to pull that band in towards your opposite knee and feeling how as you let that arm come out to the side, you're not letting your rib cage rotate with it. Now you can play with the position a little bit so that I could have scooted over to my left a little bit more to have the band be a little bit more vertical when my arm was up high, and just kind of see what feels best for you. So here I'm gonna work the sideline serratus press and release. So I'm gonna use the weight, positioning it right over my shoulder, and I'm gonna have my scapula sink down and back towards my spine so that I'm lengthening through my armpit and getting eccentric control of that serratus. This is also going to help positionally open up the chest and help the scapula slide back onto the rib cage. I want to make sure I'm not pulling my arm down as it lowers down and I'm not pushing through the top of my shoulder. So you're maybe going to position that hand a little bit higher over your eyes to help yourself keep length through your side body between your armpits and hip. And then making sure as you press back up that shoulder doesn't shrug forward or go up into your neck. Here I'm going to do some straight arm pullbacks, keeping my arm by my side to help use scapular depression from those lower traps and a little bit of lats to help pull that scapula down and back onto that rib cage to get it up and out of my ear, thinking about my chest wall being open, thinking about the muscles between my shoulder blades pulling my arm back and not just the back side of my arm muscles. And then as I lower down, feeling them lengthen and come back around my rib cage. All right, so here I'm gonna set up in a bent row and I'm gonna pull my right shoulder blade here down and back, maybe even thinking about towards the opposite butt pocket to help keep my right chest wall open and help my shoulder not shrug up into my ear. Then I'm maintaining that position as I slowly bend and straighten my elbow. This is working on the scapular retractor endurance and using a little bit of triceps to help pull that scapula down and away from my ear and back onto my rib cage. You might need to start pretty light for this as it can get pretty challenging pretty quickly.